Hi everyone, and welcome to my live creative time today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. It's great to have you with me today. Thank you for being here. I have got a really pretty project today to share with you using some products from the new Mini Catalogue. So I guess it's not really that new now. It's been around since the 5th of January. So not quite a month, so I suppose it's still new, but lots and lots of beautiful products in there that we are going to be playing with some of those today. So as everyone is jumping on, I'm going to bring this live up on my devices so that I can see all of your comments. So bear with me while I just do that. And as you're jumping on, feel free to say hi. Let me know that you're here and where you're watching from. If it's your first time watching with us today. Okay, so computer is working and let's see. Oh, it's such a muggy day today. It's so humid. It's been raining a little bit earlier and it's just really sticky. It's a sticky day, even though I'm inside in the air conditioning. I'm actually going to kick off just got my thongs on today because it was so hot. I'm going to actually kick them off because I want to feel the coolness of the floor. I'm just feeling so hot. Hey Kathleen, how are you? Great to have you with us today. Are you still holidaying or are you home now? I guess you're probably home because the kids would be starting school this week. Have they started yet or do they start later in the week? I'm really, now that I'm not working in the preschool anymore, I'm so out of sync with all the school holidays and when school holidays is on, when school returns and all the rest of it. So I always need to double check with people or look it up. Oh, you're at home. You start back at work tomorrow. Oh, well, you've had a lovely, lovely time away. So yeah, it's hard to get back into reality though, isn't it, after a lovely holiday? Hey, Deborah, how are you? Great to have you here. Awesome. Oh, Vanessa starts school tomorrow and Bella on Wednesday. Oh, there you go. Okay, so Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm guessing today for a lot of schools would be pupil-free day, I would assume. I don't know. Or did they have that already on Friday? Depends on the schools too, because I know public schools, private schools, Catholic schools, they all have different start dates. And preschools as well. Yeah, where I used to work was, yeah, we sort of set our start date as well around, or we followed the public school holidays, but yeah, sometimes we would start an extra day late. So I don't really know, but I know that it's this week. So, hopefully everybody settles well back into school and back into work and everything. And yeah, it is good to get back into routine though, I think too. So yeah, awesome. How was everyone's weekend? What did you get up to? Let me know in the comments. I had a big crafting afternoon or a crafternoon on Saturday. Amber and I had a crafternoon with a friend of mine. She had some projects to complete for an order, and so we were helping her out with that. So that was a lovely afternoon, several hours of crafting, chatting, tea, coffee, dinner. We fit dinner in there as well, and lunch. So it was a really, really lovely afternoon. So it was fantastic. And then yesterday, yesterday didn't go to plan because a storm rolled in. I was going out with Amber, but then a storm rolled in. So then, yeah, I stayed at home, potted around, did a bit more tidying up. And then last night, Amber and I got stuck into my wardrobe again, pulled out more stuff and found, oh my goodness, I was so excited. I have to tell you, we found a couple of things that had been put away in some boxes that were pushed in the back of my wardrobe that haven't been opened since we moved here because they were labelled unimportant. And I found a couple of important things in there that I thought I'd lost. So I was super, super excited. One was a book from that I've had ever since Amber was a baby. And it's one that, it's I'm a Little Teapot. I should have brought it to show you actually. It's I'm a Little Teapot, but it's got a whole heap of different verses in it for the song I'm a Little Teapot. And when she was a baby, she hated going in the car. So and she used to scream and cry, and I used to have to sing it all the way from here to French's Forest, which is over an hour, and then all the way back again to keep her from crying in the car. By the time I got home, I hardly had a voice from singing it all the way, but I sang all of the verses, knew them all off by heart, and I thought I'd lost the book. And when we were going through all the children's books recently in the garage, it wasn't there, and I thought, oh no, we don't have it anymore. But it was in one of those boxes put away in the back of my wardrobe, marked unimportant. So obviously it was stuff I didn't need in a hurry. But yeah, and something else too, a gift that we had been given by our first Japanese exchange student, and it's something that I searched the house, I turned the place over trying to find this beautiful gold, it's a decorative fan that you put on display, and I had tried to find it everywhere and couldn't find it, and thought, oh no, it's gotten lost in the move. When we moved here, it was in that box too. So I was so happy. So I had to take a good photo of it in good lighting and send a photo to her and say, look what I found. And then I'm going to put it out on display out on my buffet. So yeah, so exciting. So it's good to have a clean out because you find all of these beautiful treasures. There was lots of other things as well. My other daughter's, Brooke's first horse riding boots, because she used to have lessons when she was little, and I found her first boots, so tiny. Her little gymkhana jacket, vest that she had with her little white shirt. Didn't find her little tie. I think she had a little tie that went with it too. Didn't find that. But anyway, yeah, finding all these little treasures. So it's really lovely. So it is good to have a clean out, even though it's hard work. We find all these things. So anyway, so that's a little bit about my weekend. Yeah, so it was a really lovely weekend. And now we're back into another week. Can you believe it? It's going to be February this week, sorry. It's going to be February on, is it Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday is going to be the 1st of February. My goodness. Today is the 30th of January 2023. Oh my goodness, it just goes quickly. All right. Well, let's get on to a little bit of Stampin' Up news. So that's what's been happening with me. Did you see that there is a brand new kit available? I popped this up on my business page here. Was it the end of last week or over the weekend? In the last few days anyway. It's called the Love Treats Kit. It makes 20 little, 20 little gift boxes, which are great for gift giving of some lollies, chocolates, small gift, sweets of some kind, maybe some baked goods or some fudge or something like that. Makes cute little boxes. It makes 20 of the boxes. There's the code there if you want the code for it, and it's $37, and it makes the 20 kits. In there you get a stamp set, you get an ink spot, you get all of the decorative items to add to the boxes. You get the box bases, so 20 box kits, and all the decorative items and everything to go with it to make this these beautiful little boxes. So you can decorate them up in different ways because you can use your stamps, and it comes with stickers as well. So you can use the stamps and stickers in different ways to decorate the boxes up, but great for gifts. So this is great coming up on Valentine's Day as well. If you like to give little gifts to people for Valentine's Day, just to let them know that you care about them. Perhaps you like to give little gifts in your office if you're working, or your children might like them for school to give gifts to their friends, anything like that, or just to your friends and family to let them know that you love them and care about them. So look out for that one in my online store, the Love Treats Kit. It's really, really beautiful. I don't actually have that one because it was just released last week, so I don't actually have it in person to show you. So, but that's okay. You can have a look in my online store. If you're looking for my online store, you can go via my blog and then click on my shop button. So if you go to mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com and then click on the shop button, or you can go via my website as well, and same thing, you just click on the shop button, that'll take you through to my online store and you can find it there. So you'll find it in the kits collection. It's the newest kit that has been released. So, oh, hi Rose, how are you going? Oh, sorry, I got an itchy eye all of a sudden. I don't know what that was from. Maybe the flyer was dusty. I don't know. I've been working around so much dust lately. Oh my goodness, it was so embarrassing. You should have seen all the dust that was in the back of my wardrobe behind all of those boxes. It's amazing. You don't think a wardrobe when it's closed up, it's a walk-in wardrobe, when it's closed up, you wouldn't think that any dust gets in there, but it does. Dust gets in amazing places, gets in everywhere. So had a good clean out last night. Amber got the vacuum cleaner in there for me, which was good. Hey, how you going, Rose? How was your weekend? I hope that that you had a great weekend. And I know that you've been doing a little bit of card making over the weekend, which is super exciting. So that's awesome. Hey, Carol, how are you? Great to have you with us today. Lovely for you to join us. Yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about the Mini Catalogue and Celebrations. So these both came out on the 5th of January 2023. The Mini Catalogue, we're going to be playing with some products from there today. In fact, we're going to be playing with the products that are on the front page. So we're playing with the oh my goodness, it's gone out of my head. The Fancy Flora Suite, that's the one, the Fancy Flora Suite. I was going to call it by the bundle name, but no, it's the Fancy Flora Suite. We're going to be playing with that today. Really, really beautiful. Can't wait to share that with you. I've got a beautiful card to make with you today. So this is available right now, and if you don't already have a copy of this catalogue and you don't have a demonstrator here in Australia that you're working with, let me know. I would love to get one out to you. And also too, we have Celebration running at the moment. So Celebration runs until the 28th of February, and with purchases over $90 here in Australia, that's Australian dollars, you can choose a free item from the Celebration brochure until the 28th of February. So be sure to check that out. Hey Angela, how you going? Great to have you with us today. So be sure to check that out as well. It's a great time to go shopping because you can earn freebies, and we all love freebies. So I've been playing with some of these over the last few weeks. So if you go back through my videos, you'll be able to see some of those. So also too, my videos that I film here on Facebook get uploaded to my YouTube channel. So if you haven't checked out my YouTube channel, it's just under my name, Mandy Witherby. So if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, jump over to YouTube and just look up my name, just do a search for Mandy Witherby. It should come up there, and then click on subscribe. And thanks to those of you who are watching over there on YouTube after I upload this. And if you're not already subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel if you like what you see. And then if you click on the little bell icon, you'll get notifications every time I upload a new video. So you'll always stay updated and you'll never miss out on anything. So check those out. Now, if you would like to request a catalogue, I do have a link. I can put that up for you right now. Let me just find. All right, I'll put that up in the comments now. So all of these links will be, there you go. So there's a form to fill in to request a catalogue. That way I can get all of your details to be able to mail that out to you. So that's in the comments now here on Facebook. If you're watching over on YouTube, and even with this video here on Facebook, I will put all of my links in the description. So I have a link extender. It's called Linktree. You just click on that and it opens up, and then you've got all my different links, and you can choose where you want to go and what you want to do. So that's the easiest way. But yeah, so I would love to get a copy of these out to you if you would like them, if you don't already have them. So please let me know. Please request a copy. And also too, we've got the annual catalogue as well. This is my copy, my working copy with all of my tabs. It helps me find things. And I get mine spiral bound because I'm using it basically every single day. So I take it to the local stationers and get them to bind it and put a clear cover on it to protect it. This has got to last me a whole year. But yeah, this has got a lot of our staple products in it. So our inks, our cardstock, lots more DSP, which is our designer series paper or our patterned papers. Lots of other stamp sets, all the tools and things like that you'll find in here. And the mini catalogue is like a little supplemental catalogue. It's a little seasonal catalogue, and this one comes out twice a year. This one runs from January to April, and then there'll be another one towards the end of the year as well. Yeah, with all of the next one will have all the Christmas themed products in it and things like that. So yeah, so be sure to check this one out. This one, I actually feel like this one has got more pages in it this time. It feels really thick this time, and there's so many beautiful products in there. So very exciting. Now also too, let me just tell you before we jump on into the project, during celebration, it's also a great time to become part of the Stampin' Up community and part of my team. So we have a beautiful community of crafters in my team, such beautiful people, and everyone is just enjoys the community and enjoys creatively inspiring each other. We do spend time together each month as well. We have a team gathering every month, so that's always great, and we have a little bit of crafting time together as well. I do recognitions and all sorts of things, but at the moment when you join, I can let you know more about my team and my crafting community. If you would like to know more, please get in contact with me. But during celebration, when you join, you only pay $169, but you get to choose $315 worth of product of your own choice, and you still only pay $169, plus you also get free shipping on that starter kit order. So it is a great time to join. There is also another option as well if you want one of the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines, which today I'm going to be using the large one, but this is the mini. It's nice and compact, great for traveling, great for on your desktop because it doesn't take up too much space. And you've probably seen these before. It's got the cutting platforms that open up. So it's a cutting and embossing machine. And there is another option to include one of these in your starter kit as well, if you would like them. There's the white one and the boho blue machine. If you would like those, like one of these, as well as $315 worth of product in your starter kit, then it will be $210. So $210 including one of the minis and $315 worth of product. Or if you don't want a cutting machine, or you already have one, you can just get the products for $169 and still choose $315 worth of product. So it is an amazing deal. Let's pop that back down. It's an amazing deal. It's a great time to join, and you get all those additional freebies of your choice. So if you would like more information about that, please feel free to get in contact with me. But if you've already made the decision to join as well, you're welcome to go straight to my joining link as well, and join up straight away if you would like to. But of course, if you would like to ask more questions about my team and about what I offer, then feel free to get in contact with me. I'll pop up the link for you. Oh, where did it go? There it is. I'll pop up the link anyway. If anybody is interested in that, you can have a look at that. There we go. So that's in the comments now, and again, it'll be in the link of the in the description as well. So that's a little bit about what's happening, about catalogs and all of those things. If you're not already subscribed to my newsletter as well, be sure to subscribe to my newsletter so that I can keep you up to date with what's happening, give you some creative inspiration, and you get a free PDF tutorial for subscribing to my newsletter as well. So that is something that is exclusive, it's an exclusive tutorial just for those that subscribe to my newsletter. So I have a link for that as well. So I'll pop that into, keeps moving. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I keep losing it. There it is. All right. So I'll pop that one in the comments as well. But as I said, all of these links will be in the description. So if you miss them in the comments, don't panic. They'll be in the description, and you can, go to where you want to go. Alrighty. Okay, so as I said, we're going to be playing with the Fancy Flora Suite. Now, it is really beautiful, and this is a bumper suite. There are so many products in this suite. Now, you can get them all together as a suite. You can get them individually. You can purchase the 2 bundles. But how about I tip the camera down onto my desktop and I will show you this beautiful collection of products. And you may have already seen it. You may already have it. You may have already played with it. I haven't done too much with mine yet, so I am excited to create this card with you today. Now, if you are crafting along, feel free to let me know what you are crafting with today. Otherwise, if you're not crafting and you're just sitting back and relaxing, I hope that you have your cuppa ready or your beverage of choice and just sit back and relax, and I hope that you enjoy. All right, so I am going to, I will just wait one moment because my computer just went dark. So I'm not sure if I am still live. Can you let me know in the comments if I am still live, if you can still see me? Because I'm watching the replay on my computer and it just went black screen. So I don't know. Well, actually, maybe I'll refresh the screen there and just check. Just want to double check before I tip my camera down to make sure that everything is going okay. Okay, let's see. I'll bring that back up. Okay, I think everything is okay. All good. Oh, it's all fine? Okay, great. Thanks, Rose. Thank you. Oh, Deborah's creating. She's making 30 table signs for a 30th birthday. Oh, that sounds really cool. Awesome. Great, great. Betty said, I can see you, but your talking is off. Ah, okay, so that's often a, what do they call it? A buffering thing. Sometimes you've got to refresh your screen. If it gets out of sync, you might need to just refresh the screen. That happens sometimes with Facebook. Yeah, I understood your typo, Rose. I'm good at reading typos because I'm also good at typing them. So thank you. Hey Helen, how you going? Great to see you. All good. Okay, awesome. And Glenda's here too. Hey Glenda, great to see you. Sorry, I paused for a moment then because my computer screen where I'm watching the playback went black and I thought, uh-oh, we've been interrupted, but no, we're all good. So we'll continue. All right, so we are about to tip the camera down onto the desktop and we will get crafting. So bear with me for one moment. I'm going to cover up the camera while I tip it down so that I don't make you all dizzy. So here we go. All right, bear with me. I will just flip the screen. I'll adjust the camera. Tighten everything up so that we don't. Once when I was filming, I didn't tighten everything up properly and the camera started to fall down. It wasn't good. There we go. All right. So I'll wait for that to catch up because we are on a little bit of a delay, and I'll adjust those lights. Just tweak that camera just a tad. Did I go the right way? I think I did. Good. Awesome. Alrighty. So the products that I'm showing you today, you can find them in my online store. I'll just move this up a little bit, give us a little bit more workspace here. So you can go to my blog, which is mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com, and click on the shop button and you can have a browse around there and you'll find these products there as well. So I'll give you all the product names today. So feel free to write them down if they're ones that you're not familiar with or you haven't seen them before. Hey Roz, how you going? Great to have you here. And if you are shopping with me, be sure to use my host code. So this is my January 2023 host code. Be sure to use that, and if you are purchasing over $75 with the host code, I will give you a free gift to say thank you for shopping with me. So be sure to utilize that host code. All right, so let's have a look at the catalogue. So it's the mini catalogue. You'll notice I've still got a few tabs here and there. So these are my wish list items, and these are so that I can find certain things. So today I've got tabbed in there the suite that we're playing with. So this is the Fancy Flora Suite. It's really beautiful. If you haven't already seen this one, check it out because it is absolutely gorgeous. And you can see by some of the sample projects there how pretty these products are. But it's a big bumper suite. So you've got 2 bundles. So there's a stamp set and die bundle. Now this stamp set doesn't have any sentiments. I'll just hold the page up a little bit because it's reflecting on under the light a little. So this one doesn't have any sentiments. So this is just all floral images. And then this one here, this is your sentiment stamp set, and it comes with a coordinating die set, or it has a coordinating die set. So you can purchase these individually, or you can purchase them as a bundle. Same with these ones. You can purchase these 2 together as a bundle or individually. However, if you are purchasing them separately, and if you purchase the stamp set to begin with, then decide that you need the dies down the track, you will be paying full price. But if you purchase them together as a bundle, you'll save yourself 10%. So you'll notice over here this is on pages 14 and 15 of the mini catalogue, you will see the bundle price there. It's reduced by 10%. Okay, and then if you want the individual products, you can just look in the back of the catalogue under the index. So we've got the 2 bundles, which are gorgeous and go really well together. This one here with the sentiments and the labels, this one fits through the mini catalogue. The mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This one, it has a large die which we're going to be using today. The large one does not fit through the mini. It only fits through the large machine. But the small dies that coordinate with the stamped images, they will fit through the mini. Okay, but you just need the large machine for the large detail die. Then we've got the shimmer paper, we've got embellishments, we've got ribbon, and we've got the Fancy Flora 6x6 Designer Series paper, which is gorgeous. So let's have a look. And in the back of the catalogue, let me just show you. In the back of the catalogue, it shows you where all the bundles, it shows you all of the bundles separately. But the 2-tone Flora dies bundle, I looked in the back to just have another look to see, because you get additional samples in the back. And I was like, oh my goodness, I think I'm just going to case this one. It is so beautiful, but I decided not to, but I've kind of used the colors, similar colors to what they've used. So I've gone with the soft sea foam background with the white detail on top, and yeah, just changed it up. I'm not doing that design, but I loved those colors. I just thought they were so beautiful. So if you're looking for ideas and you're having a bit of a mental blank, go to your catalogue, case some of the projects. Now, for those of you that might be new and might not know what case means, it means copy and selectively edit, or copy and share everything. So you can copy the projects exactly. You might want to tweak a few little things to make it your own. Perhaps you don't have the exact same color inks. You might want to change out some of the colors of the inks. Yeah, but utilize these beautiful projects in these catalogs. They are there to inspire you. So, and then look, we've got a couple more on the front as well. So this suite has actually got lots of options. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention in saying that about all of the products. So as I said, you can purchase them all separately, or the 2 bundles, or however you want to do it. But if you love all of the products and you want the whole suite, there is one code that you need to use, and it is over here on page 14. There is one code there, which is 160431, and that will get you everything in the entire collection. Now, if you are purchasing the entire collection, that is $245.50. And if you are going to spend the $245.50, please consider joining, because you get to choose up to $315 worth of product, and you're only going to pay $169 for it. So why pay $245.50 when you can get the starter kit during celebration and only pay $169? And then you've still got room to add more because you can go up to $315 in your starter kit. So you can add more product then on top of this. You might want to put in some ink, some adhesive, etc., etc. So please consider that if you are going to buy this entire suite or this entire collection of products, please consider purchasing the starter kit and putting these into the starter kit, because you will really be saving yourself money and you'll get extra freebies, which is awesome. Alrighty, so here we go. Here are all the beautiful products. Let's start off with the embellishments today. I usually start off with the stamp sets, but let's start off with the pretty bling today. Now, I've used a few of these, as you can see. We've got the beautiful, I forget what they're called, iridescent pastel gems. They're in 3 different colors and they coordinate with the designer series paper. So they are gorgeous. We're going to use some of those today. We've got the beautiful ribbon. So this is Pool Party Grosgrain ribbon. This makes beautiful bows. We're going to be using some of that today. And I love Pool Party. It's a very, very pretty color. It's a very bluey green, like it's a soft green, almost like a mint green, or the old mint green, like, well, when my babies were babies, that kind of would be a similar mint green to what, yeah, we had mint green in the babies' room when my babies were babies. All right, then we've got the 2 stamp bundles, stamp and die bundles. So we've got the 2-tone Flora. This one is a 2-step stamp set, and this is the one, well, we're going to be playing with both, but so I'll demonstrate further with this one. The images are shown at 90% on the cover, just so they could fit all the images on there, because you get a lot in this stamp set. It's a 2-step stamp set, which means, and it's photopolymer as well. Got my little extra bits and pieces in there. I've taken out the stamps that we're using today and I've already put them onto blocks. But yeah, the images are printed inside the case, so you can just store your stamps directly in the case. Oops. I just add the clear sheet over the top that comes in the set. But you have 2 images. So you've got a solid shape image and then you've got the detail, and you stamp them over the top of each other. I'll show you how to do that today. So you've got that with each of the flowers. So there's 4 different flowers there. 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, 5, because there's a little one as well. Plus this one, which is a little cluster of flowers. So you've got 6. Then you've got the leafy images as well, and the extra little detail. And then we've got the dies that coordinate with that one. So these are the ones I was talking about when I was showing you in the catalogue. So these dies here coordinate with the stamped, sorry, I'm just going to move that light back a little bit. It keeps reflecting very harshly on the stamp set. That's better. These ones will die cut your stamped images. And then you've got this. Oh, hey, Vicky, how you going? Oh, you finally caught me live this week. Fantastic. So great to have you. Yeah, and then this one is the detail die. This is the one I was talking about that will only fit through the large machine. But we're going to be using this one today. It is stunning. Wait until you see this. If you haven't already, you'll love this one. It's so, so beautiful. So these all come in the same set. Okay, so I might leave those out because we're going to use those. Then you have the Something Fancy bundle, and this is the one that has all of your beautiful sentiments in it. Okay, so you've got sentiments for lots of different occasions, combination of different types of font, which is always lots of fun. And then you've got all these beautiful tag dies and label dies. I've put mine onto magnetic sheets just to make it easier, because I know when I get dies like this, I use them a lot. So you've also got these little detailed pieces that you can use in the tops of your little scalloped topped tags as little tag toppers. So they make a little intricate pattern in the tops of your tags. So they are really pretty as well. And then you've got these labels. Not sure which one we're going to use today. I haven't decided which label we're going to use today, but we're using one of them. So we're going to use those together. Then we've got the gorgeous designer series paper. Now these are in 6x6 size. It's the Fancy Flora 6x6 designer series paper. You get 48 sheets in the pack. So you get 4 for each of 12 double-sided designs. So I've just pulled aside one lot of the papers, and I will show you. So you get 4 times this amount basically. So I'll do a quick little flick to show you all the gorgeous papers. So these have been hand painted onto canvas and then photographed. Really, really fun papers. Lots of beautiful colors in here. You can just do so much with this paper. In fact, my January tutorial, the January tutorial bundle that customers receive from me when they spend over $75, I have a project in there using this bundle, or it's usually using the designer series paper and the Something Fancy bundle with the tags and the stamp set. It's a really, really beautiful one, and that's in the tutorial bundle. And I think this month's tutorial bundle, was it 36 or 42 project tutorials? The tutorial bundles that I have available are available for purchase as well. So if you're a demonstrator or you're from overseas, you can also purchase them from me as well for 28 Australian dollars. I love this one. Isn't this beautiful? In fact, that might be the one that we used. I think that's the one that I used on the tutorial bundle. I think it was that one. But you can see all the detail in these papers. They're so gorgeous and you can do so much with them. And they're so pretty that really, if you want to do quick and easy cards, all you need to do is cut a piece of that to fit the front of your card, add a ribbon, add a sentiment, and you're done. And maybe some bling, maybe just some embellishments. And you're done. You could do such quick and easy cards with those because the paper is just so gorgeous. So even if you didn't want to do any stamping or any, additional stamping with the flowers or anything, you could just use the paper. So I'll pop that back into the packet. Okay, let's see. Oh, hey Sam, you made it. Fantastic. Oh, that's okay. Don't worry about being a little bit late. You can always go back and watch the beginning on the replay, but we actually haven't started playing yet anyway. So you've just missed the chit chat and all the news, but all good. Oh, and you've shared to your groups. Thank you so much. That's awesome. All right, so this is the last piece to the collection, to the Suite Collection. And you can see I have chopped this up. But this is gorgeous shimmer paper. Oh my goodness, this is so stunning. So it's in 3 colors. We've got soft succulent, fresh freesia, and gold. But it's a very fine shimmer paper. The glitter does not come off. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like embedded into the cardstock. It's very thick cardstock, and it's just so pretty. So this is the Fine Shimmer 12 by 12 paper pack. Yeah, fresh freesia, soft succulent, and gold. Did I say soft succulent? Oops, I just hit the camera. Sorry. It's hard flipping over 12 by 12 paper on camera. So that is the other component to this suite. So that is super beautiful. We're going to be using just a tiny bit of that today. Alrighty, so let's go on with the project. I have some bits and pieces ready to go. So I haven't done any of the stamping, but I do have all of the base pieces. Now, all of the measurements for this card and a full supply list will be over on my blog tomorrow. Okay, so don't worry about, oh, hey, Judy, how you going? You love the front one. Oh, on the papers, this one is gorgeous. Yes, this one is very, very pretty. Yeah, with the florals, it is gorgeous paper. Yeah, so if you miss any of the details for this project, don't be worried because it will be over on my blog tomorrow. So you can get it from over there, and I will put the link on my Facebook page here tomorrow as well, so you can jump on over. Oh, you've got this paper already, Sam. Fantastic. That is awesome. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we are starting off with a base of soft sea foam. So soft sea foam is such a beautiful, soft, green. It's one that I love, but I don't think I use it often enough. I need to use it more often. It's really, really pretty. I have already die cut that detailed die, but I'm going to show you how to do that today, and I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that you can use to stick this down. There's different options that you can use to adhere that. We've got a little bit of the designer series paper. We've got a little bit of the beautiful shimmer paper. We've got some of the ribbon, and then we're going to do some stamping. So we're going to stamp some leaves onto Pool Party, and then we're going to stamp our other images onto some white cardstock. So I've just pulled out a few bits and pieces of that. But as I said, all of the measurements will be on my blog tomorrow, so never fear. But we will start off with the stamping first, and then I'm going to show you the die cutting when we do the die cutting of the flowers, and I'll show you how to die cut this one as well, okay? And what I did with that to make it to the right size for the card that I'm creating today. All right, let me take a sip of water. I have been talking and my throat is getting dry. Oh, need to unlock my drink bottle. So I just got a new one out of the cupboard and filled it up, and it was locked. Just one sec. Okay. I won't lock that again. I'll leave that unlocked. All right, so of course we're going to need our adhesives as well. I've just got 3 inks today. I've got Fresh Freesia, Pool Party, and Balmy Blue. So nice and easy. And I've got all of my stamps already mounted up on the blocks. So I'll show you which stamps we're going to be using from the stamp set. I haven't chosen a sentiment yet though, so we'll get to that. But for the two-tone flora, I'm using the large flower with the detail, the 2-step stamping. I'm using this one here, so the medium size one, and then I'm using the small one here. For the leaves, I'm using this one and this one. Okay, remembering that these are only shown at 90% size on the front cover, so the stamps are actually a little bit bigger than that. Okay. All right, so because it's a photopolymer stamp, I am going to be using my Stampin' Pierce mat so that we get some good cushioning to get a nice finish underneath our stamp. This is my very special Stampin' Pierce mat that I was given by one of my beautiful Stampin' Up friends at Onstage, November 2022, as you can see. I'm going to protect it with a little bit of small grid paper, which you can find in my online store. And we will continue to stamp the leaves first, seeing as I had already started that because I was testing colours. So we'll continue to do that first, and then we will go on to doing the flowers. All right, so I'm using Pool Party, and you might think, well, Pool Party's a little bit of a funny colour for leaves, but I wanted to keep everything fairly soft. And Pool Party is sort of a greeny blue. It's not really blue, it's not really green, it's sort of in between, almost like an aquary color. So I thought that that might be nice for the flower, for the leaves, sorry. So I've got one of my leaves already stamped. I'm going to stamp the other one. Make sure that I leave room to die cut around them. There we go, beautiful. So that'll lighten up as that dries. You can see the difference between the one I stamped earlier and the one I've just stamped. Yeah, so that one will lighten up as it dries. So pop those over to the side, and then we'll bring in my other piece of Pool Party. So I'm just stamping tone on tone, so Pool Party on Pool Party, and we're going to stamp 2 lots of these leaves as well. And again, leaving space in between to, I might stamp a 3rd one because I didn't stamp that first one very well. That's better. There we go. So leaving a little bit of gap in between because we're going to die cut those, and we want to leave a little bit of space around them so we can get the dies around them without cutting into the one next to it. All right, so I'll clean these stamps off. We'll give them a little clean on our Simply Chamois. Oh, you're getting some more products tomorrow, Sam. That's exciting. What have you ordered? Share with us what you've ordered. In our team, we actually get so excited when somebody gets a BBB, as we call it, which is a big brown box. The reason we call it a BBB in the Stampin' Up world is because, for those of you that may not know, because our orders come in a big brown box. So that's why we call it a BBB. Or sometimes we might get an LBB, which is a little brown box. But they're always a BB. Okay, so that's for our leaves. Oh, there we go. All right, so now with our large flower, I'm going to take a piece of basic white and my Fresh Freesia ink. Now we're going to do a little bit of stamping off this time. So I'll move that over, actually I'll move that down here a little bit. So the solid shape, we're going to start with the solid shape first, and we're going to be stamping off with this one. We want to use the second generation. I'll show you how to do that if you're unfamiliar. So you just ink that up with your Fresh Freesia, quickly stamp it off on your paper to remove some of the excess ink, and then stamp it onto your cardstock. Okay, so I'll show you again. Just ink that up. We'll do a second one just in case. Stamp off and then onto your cardstock. Okay, and that's as easy as that is. So that's the first flower. Then the detail, this is the detail for that stamp. We're going to stamp this first generation, which means we're not stamping off this time. We want full strength ink. So just ink that up, and then we're going to line that up, and then we're just going to stamp that over the top. Okay, and this stamp set is a little bit forgiving. So if you don't line it up quite exactly right, it's okay. Don't panic. There we go. That one's lined up a little bit better. So we'll use that one. See, it was good that I stamped two of them. There we go. Okay, so that's our large flower. Then we've got the medium-sized flower. We're going to have that in the same color. So again, I'm choosing the solid shape first. So I'll do the same thing. Stamp off. Might not fit that up there, so I'll do that down below here. I'll do two again, just to be sure. So when you're stamping off, you don't want to hold your stamp down there too long. You just want to tap it on your paper and then lift it up, because the longer you hold it on the paper, the more ink is going to transfer, which means that you won't have much ink left on there to actually stamp your flower. Okay, so there we go. Now, lining this one up can be a little bit tricky, but because of the shape of it, but if you look at the center, you will see on this one, can you see there's like that little bit of an arc, almost like a half moon? If I hold that up to the camera a little bit, see that little bit there in the middle? Okay, that's what I'm using as my, oh, there it is. Oh my goodness, where is it is what I was trying to say. You've got that same little shape on this one. Okay, so that's sort of my guide. So I know that I've got my stamps up the right way, and that'll help me to line it up. All right, so full strength, we're going to line up that little moon shape. Perfect, look at that, beautiful. Let's see if I can do it as well the second time. I haven't got my glasses on either, by the way. Beautiful, look at that, isn't that gorgeous? So it makes such a difference when you add that detail into the flower. Aren't they beautiful? So pretty. Okay, so that is our Fresh Freesia flowers. Now we're going to stamp some Balmy Blue. So we'll clean off our Fresh Freesia first. Let's pop that to the side, and we'll clean these ones. So that's one. As I always say, it's a good idea to clean your stamps straight away so that they don't stain too badly. I've only used a light color this time, so it shouldn't really stain them, but the photopolymer is quite porous, so it will actually hold some of that pigment of some of those deeper colors. It doesn't damage your stamps. It's just the nature of photopolymer, so don't be too worried if it gets a little bit of staining on it. It'll still stamp just as beautifully. All right, so now we're going to use some Balmy Blue. And you might be wondering where I got my color combination. Well, I've actually taken the colors from the Designer Series paper. So this is the piece of Designer Series paper that I've used. Basically what I've done is I've taken, as I said, all the measurements will be on my blog, but I've taken the 6x6 piece. I've cut a card front size. So I've cut that at 10.5, and this is the leftover. This is what's left over. Okay, and I'm just picking out the colors from in here to use those colors on my project. So if ever you're unsure of how to choose your colors, look at the colors that are in your designer series paper, because that is going to be your best guide. Okay, so that's 1 and 2. And now we'll do the detail. Now this one, lining this one up is a little bit more tricky. Wait, I need my glasses on for this one. This one's a little bit more tricky and it's smaller. And it's got, you'll see it's got the 5 dots in the middle. This one also has 5 dots in the middle. So if you line those up, technically they should line up. But again, if you don't get it, I think it's that way. If you don't get it exactly, it's quite forgiving, this stamp set. So don't panic too much. Let's see if I can, let's see, did I get it lined up? That's not too bad. It's a little bit off, but it's not too bad. It's forgiving, as you can see. It still looks beautiful. Okay, so let's see. Actually, the 3 dots are down that way. So I think I did have it upside down. So there's 3 dots that are closer together on this side, and then the 2 on the other side are a little bit further apart. So I'll see if I can line them up a bit better this time. Oh, there we go. That one's a bit better. Yeah, that one's a bit better. Good, so we'll use that one. Alrighty. Okay, now we need a sentiment, but let me clean off these flowers first on my Simply Chamois. I love my chamois. It is an awesome cleaning tool. Great for cleaning your watercolor-based inks off your stamps. Okay, we might come back to the sentiment actually, because I'm not sure yet which sentiment, but we will probably stamp that in Balmy Blue. I want to show you the die cutting first, so we'll come back to. Oh, well, actually, I do need to die cut the sentiment label, so maybe we should look at that now. All right, let's see. So we've got pop that over there for the moment. We've got our stamp set and we've got our dies here. Now, I was thinking of either You Matter to So Many or Grateful for the Everyday Magic of You. I wanted sort of like a long sentiment. Nothing Fancy, Just Love is another one. All right, let's pull out the dies and we'll see. So I was thinking maybe this one. I like the shape of this one. So let's see. You Matter goes beautifully in there. Oh, that one goes even better. Grateful for the Everyday Magic of You. That's beautiful. There's a sympathy one there as well. Do you know what? It's always good to have sympathy cards on hand, as sad as it is to have to make them and even sadder to have to give them. It is always good to have them on hand, because I find when the need arises for me to send one, I'm racking my brain to think of a good design to send that's appropriate for a sympathy. So I think it's always good to have a sympathy card on hand. I think we might go with this one. Grateful for the Everyday Magic of You. Yeah, I like that one. These ones, oh, that one would nearly fit. It's a little bit too big for that one. I like the size of this one. I think this will go really well on our project. We could step it up and go the next size up, but it might take away too much from the flowers. I think we'll start off with this one. We'll go with this one. Even these ones would be nice as well. So that one's a nice one too. Or you could do a label. You could have a plain label, or you could do one of these decorative pieces in the top of your scalloped label. So what you do is you just pop them down like that when you put them in your die cutting machine. Well, actually you'd have it up that way. Put them in like that and then run it through, and you get that beautiful detail in the top of your tag. In fact, you know what? That might be nice too. Maybe I should do one in that as well. Need a larger sentiment if I'm going to do that one. It's a birthday. Could do a thank you with that one. All right, we'll do 2 different ones, and then we can decide which one we want to use. All right, and that way I can show you 2 different dies as well. All right, we'll put our stamped images over to the side and bring in another piece of cardstock. We'll grab, now the sentiment stamp set is actually a cling stamp set. I forgot to mention that before. So it's the red rubber. So we don't actually need the Stampin' Pierce mat underneath for that one, because these stamps already have the cushioning built into them. They've already got the foam. So get these ones out of the, there we go. That's the one. Grateful for the everyday magic of you. And I'll get a block, just reach across for my block. I didn't get my blocks out for my sentiments earlier. So we've got that one. And what was the other one we were going to do? Thank you. I always need thank you cards. Never have enough thank you cards. So we'll do thank you as well. Get another block for that one. Oops. Turn it up the right way, Mandy. That would be helpful. There we go. All right. So I'll stamp both of those in Balmy Blue. All right, now we need to leave room for the dies to go around them. So if you kind of work out where your die is going to fit, yep. So I'll do it down about there. Oh, not happy with how I stamped that. Let me do that again. 2 hands, that's better. There we go. So that will fit around that one beautifully. And then with our thank you, I think we'll go that way. Oh, well, actually, I want the label to go sideways like that. Yep. So we'll ink this one up. And let's just put it in the middle there. There we go. Beautiful. So that'll die cut around that. It's quite a big label for that one, but if I die cut it towards the left-hand end, then what I can do is I can pop that one in there so that it will be, yeah, it'll die cut that detail. So that'll take up a little bit of that, the size of that tag. If that makes sense. All right, so let me clean these. Just catch up on some comments back here. Let's see. Oh, Sam says that, Sam says I'm getting something fancy tomorrow, hopefully. Oh, fantastic. That's great. And you can't wait to craft again. That's awesome. Oh, that's good. It's so great to be excited about your crafting. And sometimes we have a little bit of a lull in our crafting, but if you do, just jump on Pinterest or jump on Google or go to your catalogue and take inspiration from your catalogue. Because as I said before, there are so many beautiful projects in that catalogue, or in all of the catalogues. There's just lots and lots of creative inspiration in there for you. So utilize those catalogues. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape to hold that down, or you can use Post-it notes as well. If my washi tape is really sticky washi tape, I like to just dab it off on my clothing first, just so it doesn't stick too tightly to my cardstock, because I don't want it to tear my cardstock. All right, yep, that should be about right there. So I'll adhere it there. And then I'm going to adhere down the little decorative piece as well to make that stay there in place, and we'll just tape them together. So yeah, if you don't have washi tape, you can just use a Post-it note. In fact, you know, let's use a Post-it note for this one. So I've got, oh, I'll grab my little Post-it notes, save my big ones. I've always got lots and lots of post-it notes of all different sizes, all different colors. So you can use your post-it notes if that's what you have. So we'll just line that up. We'll stick our post-it note down on there. There we go. And we will run that through our die cutting machine. Now I've only got my big machine today because we're going to be using that other intricate die, which we're going to use this big piece here. So let me just move this over. I'll bring in my big machine. Oh, look, and there's all my reuse washi tape. I do like to keep using it over and over so that I don't waste it. So I always store it up here. All right, so I've got these ready to go. Now, because this is a straight edge die, I'm going to feed this in at a little bit of an angle, which will help it feed through the rollers. Anytime you've got a straight edge die, and a lot of you that have watched me many times have probably heard me say this 100 times, and you're probably sick of me saying it, but it is important, any straight edge die, to have it going in at an angle. It just helps feed through the rollers much more easily, and then you don't get that big speed bump as well. All right, here we go. I'm going to stand up to do this, so my voice might sound a little bit different. Here we go. That fed through beautifully, nice and easy. Just move that over for a minute. Okay. So here we have now that die with that beautiful little decorative piece there. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. All right, so we've got that piece, and then our one stuck down with our post-it note is the other one. So you can choose which one. We'll see what we like when we put together our card. All right. Save our washi. Take that little piece out, and I'm going to put my dies straight back on my die sheet so that I don't lose them. And actually I can keep that post-it note as well because that didn't get damaged. Alrighty, where did I put my die sheet? There it is. So I'll put those dies straight back, oops, in the die sheet. You've even got a little hexagon label here too, which is pretty cute. There we go, and that one goes in there. Okay. I'm going to pop them straight back in the packet. You have to take care with those little dies because they can easily get lost. So just take care with those. Make sure you put them away straight away. So many times I see posts on social media of people asking, which die set does this die go with? And I always think to myself, just put your dies away straight away and you won't have a problem. But, you know, we get busy, we forget, or we put them down on our desk and they get lost in amongst things and then we find them later. Oops, I missed this one. Hang on, this one's got to go back in the packet too. See, I put it down on my desk and I nearly lost it. This one nests in there beautifully. There we go. Alrighty. Oops, there goes my little post-it note falling off. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to die cut that big intricate die, and then we're going to die cut all of the flowers. So the intricate die is this one here. So this is part of the two-tone flora dies, okay, which matches with the two-tone flora stamp set. So much easier now that they're all named the same thing. And I'm going to show you how to die cut that one. These ones I haven't put on magnet sheets yet because I haven't used them very much. So I have got a piece of cardstock that is just cut to a card front size piece. And I'm simply just going to lay this over the top. Oops, I better move my labels away so I don't put my machine on top of them. All right, so I've got my number 1 base plate, okay, my number 2 plate adapter. I've got a number 3 clear plate And here's a little tip. So my number 3 clear plate is quite warped. This is one of my very well worn ones. I've used this lots and lots of times. In fact, I'll probably need to replace this one fairly soon. If you are cutting an intricate die, don't have it with the concave that way, because the pressure of the machine will have trouble getting into the details of the detailed die. So flip it over so that it's the bowed part is up. Okay, ask me how I know. Alrighty, so we're going to pop that down on our die sheet. I'll move that up one end and over to the sides. There we go. I am just going to put a little, where's my sticky note? I'll put my sticky note there just to hold that, whoops, just to hold that in place. There we go. And then our other clear plate over the top. Now, again, it's a detailed die. Oh, sorry, it's a straight edge die, so put it at a little bit of an angle. It'll help feed through your machine. Line all your plates up. There we go. Now, because it's an intricate die, we're going to run this through several times, okay? It's going to feel very tight because there's a lot of detail that it's trying to cut. Okay, so feed it all the way through. Feed it back through. Now, if you wanted to add adhesive sheets to this before die cutting to make it into one giant big sticker, you would add that to your cardstock before die cutting. Okay, I'm not doing it with adhesive sheets today. I'm going to show you some different methods of adhering this. All right, so now I've done that. Before I remove that die cutting plate, I'm going to flip it over and double check to see that all of the little pieces have die cut. And they look like they have. So that's good. They look like they've all cut through. Sometimes there's one section just up here that wasn't die cutting as well if I just ran it through a single time, but I found if I ran it through a few times, then it was die cutting okay. So I think it looks okay on this one this time. All right. So I'm going to take that whole thing out. I'll just move this away for the moment. Now I'm going to bring in my die brush. So this is a die brush adapter for the Take Your Pick tool. So you might recognize the Take Your Pick tool usually looks like that when I use it. Okay, this is my spare one and I keep the die brush constantly in there. So the die brush is a separate attachment that you can purchase. It just screws into the end of your Take Your Pick tool and it comes with 2 foam sponges. Okay, so you've got one to use and then you've got a spare. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this whole thing onto my foam, and I've got mine just in a little this is an old Tupperware dish. You can use a plastic container, whatever you have. I'll just take my sticky note off there and I'm going to run my die brush. This might be a little bit loud, but I'm going to run my die brush over the whole thing while the die is still on there. This will release all those little pieces. Okay, the reason I do it while the die brush is, while the die is still on there, is because it helps to release the paper from all the little pieces, but it also stops any damage happening to the actual cardstock with the brush, because these are quite strong bristles on this brush, and you don't want to damage your cardstock that you've just die cut. If you do it while this is on, and then if we lift that off, you'll see that most of the little pieces came out. So then if not all of them came out, then I just give an extra little brush. And this is the easiest way to get all the little pieces out rather than sitting there and poking them all out with your pokey pokey tool, is using the die brush. Okay, we've got a few little bits up here and this flower up here. Okay, oh, there's a couple over here too. If you don't get all of the little pieces out in this intricate piece, it won't matter too much because you won't notice it. as long as you get all the big bits out. There we go. All right, so then when you remove that from your die very carefully, because it's an intricate die, let's do that down on the desk. Just remove that very carefully. There is our die cut piece. Isn't that gorgeous? You'll notice I've got this extra wide piece here at the side. That's okay. We're going to be covering that up, so it's all good. Isn't that just so gorgeous? So, so pretty. And when you put it over a color like this, this is the one that I prepared. This is the one I prepared earlier. There we go. So isn't that just so gorgeous? Look at that. So what I did with this one is I didn't have my die lined up exactly in the right spot where I wanted it. So I had an extra border here. So what I did is I just trimmed that down on my trimmer to make sure that I had an even border, the top, the right side and the bottom, because the left side doesn't matter because I'm going to cover that up with the DSP. Okay. Whereas with this one, I did line this up this time. So this should actually be a full card front. Yep. See, that's a full card front piece this time because I lined it up properly. I didn't need to trim it. So there's a little tip for you. Okay, depending on how you line it up. But yeah, you can use either of those. We'll use the one we just die cut then. All right, so we'll pop this one away. And then with this, I just tip all of these little bits off. They just come off the foam mat. Sometimes they stick a little bit to the foam mat. I just scrape them off with my nail, or you can take your pick tool to scrape them off into the container, and then they go into the recycling bin. So if you don't already have one of these die brushes, then yeah, I highly recommend them, especially for these intricate dies. I think they are a must. Okay, awesome. So that's that piece. Now we need to die cut our flowers and our leaves. So you know what? To do these, why don't we bring in our mini? Because then it doesn't take up as much space on the desk. I don't have to stand up to use it. And it's so much easier. The big one is good for the heavy duty stuff. But yeah, the little one is so much easier on the desk. And remember that if you're not already a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, or you haven't already joined Stampin' Up!, you can get this as part of your starter kit at the moment during Celebration, and you only pay $210. You can choose the mini die cutting machine in either the white or the boho blue, plus $315 worth of product as well, and you're only going to pay $210. So it's an amazing offer at the moment. So I suggest taking advantage of that and getting all those added freebies, because it's just the best deal. All right, so I'm going to cut these apart. I'm just thinking, did I? Oh yeah, I did. There it is. I was just thinking, did I stamp the big flower? Yes, I did. There it is up there. So that's the big one that I wanted. Didn't want those two because they didn't stamp as well. And then I wanted this one and this one. So I'll just take that one off, and we should be able to fit all three of them on at the same time. There we go. Because we've got a smaller feeding mouth on the little machine. Yeah, they'll all fit on together. Beautiful. All right. So let's put the dies on those. So just find the coordinating dies on your die sheet. Now let me see if I can find the right ones. That one I think is that one. Oops. Yep, that looks right. Okay, good. Just line that up and hug our die around our stamped image. There we go. Oh, washi tape is on the other machine. Hang on a sec to reach across for that. There we go. Okay, and then this must be the medium one. Up that way. And sometimes with the dies, you've just got to keep turning them. There we go, until you find where it fits in with the stamped image. Because with some of the dies, it's a little bit hard to tell which way up they go. But if you just keep turning it, on your stamped image, you'll work it out. You'll work out which way up it goes. All right, so we'll tape that one down, and then our little one must be, is it this one? Yep, that's the one. So we'll just keep turning till we find where it fits. There we go. Is that it? No. Is that it? No. Ooh, that must be it. Is that it? No. Hang on a minute. Oh, I think it's up this way. That way. That's it. That's the way. There we go. I could tell there was a little pointy bit on this petal down here. So I could tell that that was the best point actually to line it up where there was a little bit of different detail. There we go. All right. So we'll pop our top plate over the top. Put them on our mini machine. And away we go. All right. Oh, hey, Dimity, how are you? Great to have you with us. Oh, sorry, I'm bumping the desk, everybody, as I'm cranking the handle there. All right, so now we've got all these beautiful flowers. Aren't they just so pretty? And we've got that detail because we did the two-step stamping. So we've got that detail in them as well. So there's our flowers. Now we could have added a third colour in there if we had have wanted to. I've done 2 in 1 colour and then the blue. But if you wanted to, you could have added a third colour in there as well. But we do have the different colour with the leaves as well. So it's an additional colour that we are going to be adding in. Whoops. Caught it. Okay, so dies back on the die sheet. Here's our other larger one. There we go. Okie dokie. And then we've got our leaves. So we've got these 2. Now, we've only got 1 die for each of those leaves. So what I'm going to do is I'll cut these in half. And do you remember when I stamped these leaves and I said, look at the difference in colour between the one I just stamped, which was really, really dark, and the one I'd stamped earlier, which was a lot lighter. Now, can you see that the ink has dried? They're the same colour. So they looked really different at the beginning, didn't they, when the ink was still wet? But now it's dried, they're the same. So that's pretty cool. And then we're going to use these 2 here. So we'll just chop this out of the cardstock. And I'm just going to cut these 2 apart because my plates are quite scratched up and I don't want to run them both through at the same time when I'm only die cutting one of them, because otherwise the plates might mark the cardstock and damage the stamped image, and I don't want that to happen. All right, so we'll pop this one on here again with a little bit of washi. There we go, so that's that one, and this one. That's this one here. Oops. Turn it upside down. So tell me, how many of you have a mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine? Or do you just have the large one? You can tell me that too. And if you have both, do you have a preference? I use both because some of our big dies and some of our large embossing folders do not fit through this little machine. But the majority of the time, for most things, I do use the mini because I find it so much easier. It's much more lightweight. I can just easily lift it up onto my desk, and I just find it's easier for me. But everybody has their own preferences. Okay, so there's one of our leaves. Glenda just has the large one. Yeah. Awesome. Okie dokie. I keep my large one. You've probably seen it in my videos. It's often behind me on an IKEA trolley. And I got the cutting board for the top of the trolley. And it holds it really beautifully on there. And then all of my dies are stored in IKEA tubs down on the other shelves of my trolley. So I've got everything all together there. And then my mini machine sits on the very bottom shelf because there's a little spot for it there with my heat tools. Actually, they are there too. So I've got everything all there together, which is good. I love the IKEA storage solutions. They're very handy. All right, there we go. So there's the next two. So we'll pop those through. Oops. Oops, I'm going to make sure my plates are straight. Make sure your plates do go into your machine straight, because if they don't, they can hit the sides and then it can make it very difficult to feed them through, and you can actually crack them too. Dimity has two little machines and the large one, and she uses both. Awesome. Oh, Rose said she has the Big Shot that she got from Stampin' Up some years ago. Yeah, when we had the Sizzix Big Shot. That's a great machine as well. They go and go forever, I think. I've still got my old one as well out there on the shelf. I keep it for if I have in-person classes or things like that, which I haven't had for a while. I haven't had any in-person events for a while. But hopefully I'll be able to get back to them at some stage this year. That is the goal. At the moment, all my classes are PDF based. So they're what we call a class to go. You can do them at your own pace. And I will be advertising my next class very soon, in the next week. Just preparing that at the moment, actually. My next class for February. So watch out for that. I think that's all for the die cutting. I think we've finished all our die cutting. Pop this one away. Yeah, so my next class will be advertised very soon. It might even be this week. I'm in the preparations of that at the moment. Okay, there we go. All right, so we'll pop that one away. All right, and we'll bring in all the components of our card. Oh, where's our DSP? There it is. Nearly lost our DSP. Okay, so there's all our die cut pieces. Oh, I think it's just started to rain again. And we've got a choice of two different sentiments. So we'll choose one of those. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can adhere this. If you have not used adhesive sheets or you don't have adhesive sheets, there's a couple of different ways you can stick this down, adhere this down. So I will be using multi-purpose liquid glue. So you can use your multi-purpose liquid glue, use the fine tip. Did you actually know that multi-purpose liquid glue has two ends? It has a wide spreader end as well. Some people don't realize that. They just think that that wide part is a stand, the end of the glue, but it actually is a spreader on that end. But use your fine tip. Oh, mine's a bit gunky. Let me clean that off. That's a bit gross. There we go. Oh, the rain's really coming down. So you can either apply little bits of glue along the borders, and just where there's heavier images, you don't need to put glue on the entire thing, okay? But you can just put it where there are heavier parts in the image, and that will hold it down beautifully. The other thing that you can do is my sponging technique. Well, it's not my sponging technique, but it's a glue sponging technique. I have a little piece of craft sponge. So this was just a circular craft sponge that Stampin' Up used to sell. They don't sell these anymore, but you can just get them from craft stores. It was a circular one. I just cut it into quarter wedges, and I keep that in a little container specifically for this purpose. So for this gluing technique, you will need a silicone craft sheet. Okay, so I've got my silicone craft sheet. Make sure that it is clean, because when you're putting this down on it, you don't want to get any glue onto the front surface. So you're going to put it face down onto your silicone craft sheet. Oh, I've got a couple of little bits that just didn't die cut there in that flower. There we go. Okay, and we'll move it over to the side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a blob of glue up here Oh, my glue is getting low. Hang on a minute. I've got another one over here. Got a new one. So we're going to put a blob of glue up here in the corner. Okay, I'll put a fair bit because I know this is going to take a fair amount of glue, this one. Then we're going to take our glue sponge. Now mine is quite sticky because I've used it over and over and over. And we're just going to take a little bit of that glue on our sponge, holding this in place because you do not want this to move as you do this, okay? And you're just going to dab the glue. Make sure you get it along the edges. You're going to dab the glue on the back of this piece. Now you don't want it to move though because you don't want to get the glue onto the front surface. So you've got to hold it very well, and especially if your sponge is already gluey like mine, it's sticky, it's wanting to grip that paper. So I'm trying to hold it very still. You don't want to use too much glue at once. And see how I'm dabbing it off down on the silicone. And this kind of will turn it into like a sticker. And this glue will actually stay tacky. It's you can use this as a removable glue too. When it dries, it'll stay tacky, so you can actually use it as removable if you need something that you need to remove later. Okay, so now I've got glue on all of that. I'll just move that aside. And it's stuck to my finger at the moment. So I have to work quick because I don't want it to stay there. Oh, being careful not to tear it. All right, so we're going to turn it over. And now we're going to line that up. Now I've cut this to exactly the same size as the front of my card. So hopefully it should line up perfectly. Now if it overhangs a little bit, we can always trim it later. There we go. And then that is nice and stuck. So beautiful. And you can see that beautiful cardstock through there. Now I'm going to pop my sponge straight back into my container. This, I'll let that dry and I'll either roll that off with my finger because it'll just roll off as soon as that's dry, or I'll run it under the tap and just wash it off. It comes off really easily. But let me just clean the glue off my fingers, so I don't want to get that on the rest of my project. All right. So that's what we're doing with that. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our little shimmer strip to the back of our DSP. So I'm just going to add, actually I'll turn my DSP over and I'm just going to add a little bead of glue along the DSP, along the edge there. Flip that over and I'm just going to do this like so, whoops. And just line that up, get that nice and straight. There we go. Give that a press. Okay. Oh, not quite straight. Let's straighten that up. There we go. All right, now before I stick that down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work out where I want my ribbon to go, because my ribbon is going to wrap around this piece here. Okay, so I want it just below halfway down. Okay, and I'm going to, whoops, I'm going to take a glue dot and I'll add it to the back of my ribbon, or to the end of my ribbon, I should say. Add it to the end of my ribbon. Work out where that's going to line up. I'm just going to hang that over the end a little bit. It's going to go about there-ish. Doesn't matter if it's not quite below center, but thereabouts. And then we're just going to wrap that around that piece there. Okay. And then I'm going to put another glue dot just under this edge piece here. Oh, it's very hot in here. It's getting very hot. Muggy. Oops. Okay. I just wrecked that glue dot. Hang on, let's get another one. Let's try another one. There we go. And then I'm just going to pop that down about, let's put that over there. Line that up there. I'm just trying to get that straight. So I'm just eyeballing that, but I want to get it reasonably straight if I can. I'll just pop our little glue dot there. We're going to cover that up with a bow. There we go. Okay. Then now we can adhere this onto the front of our card. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to use a little bit of glue. Putting a bit of glue over that ribbon as well so that adheres also. There we go. Okay, flip that back over. So you just got to watch that tail doesn't get stuck. And we're just going to put that little strip there on the left-hand side. There we go, press that down. So this is going to be obviously a landscape opening card. All right, so press that down. Okie doke. All right, so now what I'm going to do with the ribbon, I'll just get that lined up. I'll just check that I've got that lined up, and I'm going to put another glue dot just under the end of that ribbon just to hold that down, or you can leave it loose if you want to. And you know what, I might leave it. I might put another bit here, another one here, because that's going to be covered up, and this bit I might just leave loose for the moment. We can always add another glue dot later. These glue dots are being extremely sticky today. So just pop that down there. And if that's a little bit lumpy bumpy, don't be too worried, because we are going to cover that up with our sentiment and our flowers. So there we go. Okay, moving on. All right, so now we're going to put together our card. All right, so we've got, I love this sentiment label. So we can have this sentiment label here. Oh, we need our bow too. We need to make our bow. And then we can have our large flower there and our small flower, our medium flower down here. And we've got our little blue flower, which is going to go up here. That way. Yeah, that will look nice. I might even put a little bit of ink around the edges of that one. You know, my signature inking around my sentiment. I like to do that on my sentiments. And then we'll pop that one there. This one I think will go down here. And then this one, I think we'll go between these two here, like so. Whoops, oh dear. So that's kind of what we're going for. Might move that over a little bit. And then we'll have our bow. I might tie the bow first so we can see how big the bow is, because then we can move everything over if we need to. So we'll do our bow first. So I like to tie my bow straight off the roll of ribbon so that I'm not wasting too much. I don't want to cut a whole big length of ribbon and not use it all. Oh, this ribbon ties such beautiful bows. Look at that. That was so easy. First go. Rarely do I get a good bow first go. It usually takes me a couple of times of tying a bow to get a nice bow, but that just tied so beautifully. There we go. So our bow will go there like that. That will be pretty. I think I might run a little bit of ink around that sentiment label, just to bring that blue out a little bit more. This one would have worked well also. So this is the other one. So that one would have worked well also. So that would be nice too. but I like the detail of this one as well. So you can choose whichever one you like. Yeah, you can just mix it up as well. Oh, now I've put that one down. I really like that one as well. Now we have to decide which one we want to use. Okay, which one do you think? I think I need a vote. Do we want thank you, or do we want Everyday Magic? I am a little bit, I like both, but I'm not sure. While you are deciding, let me find my door bar, my blue door bar for my Balmy Blue. And you can all vote. Tell me which one you like. Which sentiment should I use? Here's my Balmy Blue. Glenda likes thank you. Kathleen likes thank you. Okay, you like the intricate one. Rose likes Everyday Magic. Get my Balmy Blue ink ready. Whoops. There we go. So what I'll do is, while you are all deciding, so I've got 3 votes so far, and I know that there's more than 3 of you watching. So, cast your vote. Do you want thank you or Everyday Magic? Which one shall I use? I'll put my bow on while we're waiting for everyone to cast their votes. There we go. So I'll put the little bow down here. Oops. There we go. And then we'll take our sentiment right up to there. Beautiful. Can I show both of them again? I can, yeah. So there's the thank you. Let me move all the clutter away. So that's the thank you. Okay, so I'm going to ink around, I think I'll ink around the edges of either of them because I want to lift them a little bit, and they will be popped up on some dimensionals as well. And then that is the grateful for the Everyday Magic of you. And I just need to, I would need to move these a little bit, just reposition them a little bit. So which one? Yeah, cast your votes. Which one? Thank you. Dimity likes thank you as well. So we've got 3 votes for the thank you and 1 vote for the Everyday Magic. I'm actually quite torn. I like, maybe I just need to make a second one and use that, well, after my Facebook Live. I won't keep you all here longer than we need to. But yeah, they just look so pretty. Actually, in fact, I'm thinking I should probably should have turned my bow around the other way. I wonder if I can get that glue dot off. I wonder if I should have turned that around the other way. Let's see, would it look better this way? Oh, I think it looks better that way. What do you think? It's a little bit long. Might need to trim it. That looks better. Yeah, we can trim that down a little bit though. So we've got more votes for the thank you than for the Everyday Magic. Okay, all right. Well, we'll go with the thank you. Thank you, everybody, for voting. I appreciate your votes. So I will put a little bit of Balmy Blue ink with a door bar. I'll just run that around the edges just to give it a little bit of a border, just to lift it a little bit. I love doing this on my sentiments. Most of you who watch me all the time know that this is sort of becoming my signature thing, isn't it? I like to dawb my sentiments. There we go. Just gives it a little bit more colour. I mean, you can leave it white if you wanted to, because we do have the white base with the intricate die cut design. There we go. Okay, so we'll just close that up. Oh, that does make it look a little bit more pretty, actually. All right, so we'll pop that in there. I'm going to put that up onto some dimensionals. So I'll slip a couple of dimensionals on there. Let's bring those in. We're finished with the glue for the moment. Oh, I will need the glue again in a minute, actually. Don't go away too far, glue, because you're going to be needed again. Okay, so let's just see. All right, so I need to slip these flowers in. So I don't want to put my sentiment label adhesives too close to the edges. Actually, let's move that one. Oh, that's stuck now. I'll leave that one there. Yeah, because we've got to slip in our flowers underneath there. Okay, so slip this in under the tails of, oh, better move the flowers out. I don't want them sticking to the dimensionals just yet. Not ready for them yet. Pop that in there. There we go. Good. All right, and now we can pop these ones up onto some dimensionals as well, and then we can slip them in there too. All right, so I'll put some on this big one here. Okay, just remove the backings. For anyone that's not familiar with dimensionals, they are just three-dimensional foam adhesive, and they are double-sided, so it makes our job really easy because we can just pop them, yeah, we can just pop them down and they are stuck, which is really good. All right, for this one, I think I'm going to use a couple of mini dimensionals. So our dimensionals do come in 2 different sizes, and the minis are great for smaller pieces. In this case, these are great because I'm going to be overlapping this with that first flower. So I'm going to pop a little bit of glue where it's going to overlap. So just pop a little bit of glue there just so that it doesn't lift. Come on, glue. This is a new bottle of glue. It should be. No, did I pick up the old one? Which one did I just pick up? Oh, I might have picked up the old one. Hang on a minute. Ah, yes, this one's heavier. It's this one. There we go. Just put a little bit of glue there where it's going to overlap the other flower, and then some dimensionals there where it's going to overlap down onto the card base. Okay, and before that glue dries, I'm going to sneak these little leaves in underneath there. Whoops, that was a lot of glue. I'm going to sneak these in here, like so. There we go. And then this one, I'm going to sneak this in here somewhere where I can fit it in. Oh, I might have put the dimensionals too close. I might need to snip this down a little bit. Oh, I could have it. Yeah, I might need to snip this down a little bit. All right, we'll do this one down the bottom first. I'll pop some dimensionals onto this one up towards the top section, because then they can slip in underneath there. Just tuck that in under there. Hopefully I can get it in there. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to have a set of leaves coming out from here as well. And again, that's in the way. What I should have done is adhered the leaves behind the flowers first, but that's okay. What I can do is I can just do a little bit of surgery and snip that off so that we can tuck it in. There we go, and we can tuck that in there like that. Somewhere like that. Okay, I'll tuck that in. So these are just going to be adhered flat. Let's tuck that in there. There we go. Good. Alrighty. And then we've got this one up here. We need to fit him in, so we need to snip that as well. So if you're cutting them down, just snip a little bit off at a time, because if you take too much, sometimes it can be, you can regret it later if you take a little bit too much. And you know what, I'm going to try and inch that up. Can I inch that up? No, it's going to tear. Okay. Yeah, but you can always take more off later if you need to. So I just might take a little bit more off that one. Just take an extra little little section off there, and we should fit that in. Yes, that'll fit in nicely now. Okay, good. So yeah, just a little bit of surgery, trimming it down to fit where we want it to go. And that will be awesome. Right where we want it. And then we've got this one. This one's going to go up the top here. Just coming out from behind there. There we go. All right, so we'll add some bling. I'll keep this sentiment for another project, so that won't go to waste. Oh, I was going to maybe trim the end. That end of my ribbon was just a little bit long, wasn't it? Well, it's not too bad, actually. Just trim a little bit. There we go. That's a bit better. Does that look about right? That looks about right. Okay, and then we'll add our bling. So these are our iridescent pastel gems in the 3 different colors, and there's some in here that are sort of like a bluey tone, so I think they will go really well. So we might add, let's see, we might put a large one, put a large one up here. In fact, I might actually put the large one down here, I think. I might put it down here. Then we'll put a couple of these small ones. Put one there. Let's put one up here as well. And I might put a couple more smaller ones in and around the leaves there. One there. And where will we put the other one? Maybe down here. Or do we want it on the white? The positioning is always difficult of the bling. It's always hard to choose. Let's pop one over here. There we go. All right, so that is finished. What do you think? Isn't that just so pretty? Can you see that bling on there now? I think adding the blue, even though it's subtle around the label, I think it did make a difference. And yeah, I think that turned out really pretty. And just having that decorative edge on the, it's very busy, isn't it? It's very busy because you've got the detail here in the background, you've got the detail here on the die, all the pattern, you've got the detail on the DSP. It's a very, very busy card, but very pretty. The colors just go so well. And as I said, like the colors, I have just pulled the colors from the designer series paper, so that's as easy as it was. No guesswork really. So all it needs now is just an insert. So, or you can write directly on the light green, because on the soft sea foam, because it's so light. You could just write directly on there if you like, but I always like to put an insert, and I'll probably stamp some of the flowers on the corner of the insert. I won't do that now though, because I'm quite conscious of the time and I don't want to keep you any longer. But there you go. So I hope you liked that. Oh, thank you, Glenda. Glenda says beautiful. I love it. Awesome. I'm glad you love it. I love the colors. Very pretty. Sort of almost pastel-y type colors, aren't they? Now I've got blue on my desk too. I'll have to clean that up afterwards. All right. Oh, Dimity said, the fan just blew all the little pieces on the floor for your granddaughter's 21st. Oh, no. Oh, no, that's frustrating. Oh, you'll have to get down and pick them all up. Hopefully you'll find them all. Very pretty. You like it, Dimity? Great. Glad that you do. All right, well, I'm going to tip the camera back up so that I can say goodbye to you. So bear with me one moment while I just do that. I'm going to cover up the camera so I don't make you all dizzy, and we will flip that up. Here we go. Oh, I'm very hot now too. I think I need a cold drink and the air conditioning to be cranked up a little bit, or go and stick my head in the freezer for a minute. Oh, it's very hot. It could just be me too. It might not be that hot in here. It could just be me. But yes, I'm feeling a little bit Feeling, oh, I forgot to flip my camera. I'm so sorry. So we're upside down and back to front. There we go. Oh, sometimes that happens. It happened a couple of weeks ago too. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I was thinking so much about being hot that, that I forgot to flip my camera. It's like I'm more shiny now. Oh, you know what I might have? I might go and have an icy pole. I think I've got some icy poles in the fridge. That would be nice. So anyway, there you go. So there's an up close look at my card. So what do you think? Do you like it? So pretty, isn't it? And with that ribbon at the end, so you can leave it loose like that if you wanted to as an extra textural element on your card. You might like to, you can trim it up a little bit shorter than that. Actually, yeah, I might even trim it up a little bit shorter perhaps. Or you could put another glue dot underneath there to hold it down if you wanted to as well. So, but I don't mind that it flaps a little bit. It just gives a little bit more interest to your card. But yeah, might need a little bit of a trim. Looks a little bit long perhaps. But there you go. I love those colours. So thank you so much, Stampin' Up, for putting all those beautiful colours in that beautiful designer series paper. So check out this suite in the mini catalogue if you haven't seen it. So I'll just show you again which one it is. It's the Fancy Flora on pages 14 and 15. Whoop, there it is. So Fancy Flora, and so many beautiful, beautiful products in that suite and in that whole mini catalogue actually. So again, if you don't already have a Stampin' Up demonstrator that you're working with and you would like one of those catalogues, please let me know because I would love to get one out to you. I'm just going to tip that camera down a little bit. I feel like I'm almost up on the ceiling. There we go. So thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Rose. I'm glad that you love it. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out too. I love those colors. Oh, and that glimmer paper. Did you see that? Just that touch of that beautiful glimmer paper. It's so hard to pick it up on camera, but it is so pretty. In fact, I could have even done with a wider border of that too. That would have looked beautiful as well. Or even putting a strip of it down here would be nice as well. Instead of having it there, you could put a strip on the outside here. So that would be nice too if you wanted to change it up, if you wanted to make this card. So yeah, so thank you all so much for joining me today. It was great to have you with me, and thanks for those of you who are crafting along as well. I love hearing that you're crafting along with me. And yeah, so I'm glad that you are enjoying your creativity as well. So I'll be live again on Thursday at 11 o'clock. It'll be a short one on Thursday because I have another meeting to get to straight after. So it'll be a shorter live on Thursday. So 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So if you're around, come and join us. Come and see what I have to share with you on Thursday. But otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I look forward to seeing you all again next Monday. Remember that I am here to answer any of your questions. So if there's anything that you want to ask me about product, about Stampin' Up, about joining with that amazing offer at the moment, remember you only pay $169, but you get to choose $315 worth of product in your starter kit. And you get free shipping on that starter kit, and then you'll get an ongoing 20% discount on all of your Stampin' Up products for as long as you like. So you can leave whenever you like. There's no lock-in periods. You don't need to sell product either, so don't be worried about that. You can simply enjoy the discount for yourself. The opportunity is there for you to share it with others if you would like to, but you certainly don't have to. Stampin' Up doesn't force you to do that, and I don't either. So yeah, just come and join us. Come and join the fun that we have in our little group. We are called the Papercraft Gems, and we would love to welcome you to our team. So I will leave it there for today. I hope you all have a great week, and I'm now going to go and get an icy pole and a fan and cool down. So have a great week, everyone, and happy crafting. Bye.